glad there's AC in here. It's so hot. Oh my god. Oh god. So glad we're not doing the track and everything this week. Fuck that. Is he? Ooh, all you really need is like get a towel and just fucking drench it in water and just throw it on your head. Like that's really all you need. Like that's or like one of those big ass hats. Like I bought one of those. It's like a big ass garbage hat and it has a black. Yeah. One of those usually works for you. Way. Yep. Oh, use a chair? Smart. I was like, this angle is so shit. Really, Troy just needs to buy those like these things but the longer ones, and you can like put them down here or whatever. I don't know why he doesn't. Are you taking audio from both sides?
Okay, good morning, wheelchair rugby fans. Welcome to day 3 of the Canada Cup International Wheelchair Rugby Tournament here live in Richmond, British Columbia. My name is Adam Frost, and I'm joined this morning by Jessica Kruger, and we're looking forward to this game between Canada and Japan, the two finalists, the gold and silver medal of the 2022 Canada Cup. Canada starting as the visitors in black with red numbers, and Japan are home white with black numbers. Canada starting 3-5-2-2.5. Zach Medell, Cody Caldwell, Tony Letourneau, and Eric Rodriguez. Japan starting a 3-3-1-1 line. Daisuke Ikizaki, Ike Yukinubo, Hitoshi Ogawa, and Ryuji Kusaba. How are you doing today, Jess?
I'm good, Adam. Good morning. Excited to start the day off with a good game here.
Yeah, let's hope so. Ikizaki wheels himself into the corner and finds Ike. Gives the ball back to Ikizaki. Down to 14 seconds on the tricock. And Ikizaki powers his way through between Medell and Rodriguez to score the first try of day 3 here. Letourneau to inbound the ball. Give and go with Rodriguez. Works his way up the court slowly with the help of Rodriguez and Caldwell. And then, launches a deep pass to Medell that's going to be too far and go out of bounds. And fortunately, Canada turns the ball over on their first possession of the game. Not the start they wanted.
Doesn't usually happen that Zach can't chase that ball down, but that was a bit of a deep one for him.
You do have to put a bit of spice on the ball to out-toss Medell, that's for sure.
Definitely.
Okay, Japan inbounds the ball in the corner to Ike, who quickly moves it to Ikizaki. Jumps around Medell. And then, almost overthrows Ike on the try line, but he fingertips that pass and scores a nice try for Team Japan.
Let's see if Canada can get this one.
Okay, another give and go, this time between Caldwell and Rodriguez. Caldwell slowly works his way up the court. Hits Medell on the far side. He dumps the ball to Letourneau. Doubled by the two Class 1s. Canada slows it down here, set up their key offense. Medell on the far side. Time winding down, and Letourneau's wide open right in the middle of the court there, and Medell finds him quite easily. Ogawa inbounds the ball to Ike, turns and follows him up the court. Finds Ikizaki wide open in the middle. Japan with a 3-1 lead here. 6 minutes and 21 seconds to go in the first quarter. Third give and go in a row here by Team Canada.
So nice. They called a timeout there. I think Caldwell was a little bit worried about his player getting pushed off the court or not being able to get on once he had possession there, so called a timeout.
Yeah, aggressive defense by Ikizaki right on the try line, and Caldwell was in a dangerous spot. And a good job to call a timeout and avoid Canada's second turnover. Ball into Medell. Bit of space up the near sidelines here, but slows it down. Works his way over center.
So each team actually gets 4 timeouts, so Canada will still have 3 floor timeouts left to use throughout the rest of the game, and Team Japan still has all 4.
Aggressive move by Medell there to attack the middle of the key, which opens up Letourneau in the close corner. And Canada makes it a one-try game, trailing by 1, 3-2. Ike one-on-one versus Letourneau. Gets his way over center. Finds Ikazaki on the far side. Up the middle of the floor. Bit of space here on the corner. Referee blows a whistle. Probably 4 in the key against Canada. And it looks like Caldwell will be working his way over to the penalty box.
So you're not allowed to have all 4 players when playing defense in that key at the goal line there. So that's what the call was. That's why the last person to enter the key will sit in the penalty box.
So Japan with the ball. All 4 players surrounding Letourneau in the middle of the court here as they try to set up their defense before they score their try here.
Japan sent their low pointer over to try and set a trap up over at the penalty box there.
Why are they doing that, Jess?
Trying to get the advantage to force Cody for the inbound, or, you know, they'll have a favorable matchup if they're able to keep him in the box there.
Okay. Caldwell to give and go again with Rodriguez. A bit better job this time than last time. They work 2-on-1 here against Ike. Caldwell sends a deep pass. This time Medell's able to track it down. Canada has the ball over half safely right now.
A little less spice on that deep one.
Don't want too much spice this early in the morning, that's for sure.
Exactly.
4-3, Canada trailing by 1. 4:43 to go here in the first quarter. Medell and Letourneau covering Ike with the help of Rodriguez as well as he worked his way over half. Met by Medell. Looking to pass, finds Ikazaki, who's in the middle of the court with a picker to follow. Down to 10 seconds on the try clock. And a nice...
I'm not sure what the call was there. Did you catch that?
I think it was 4 in the key again. Second violation against Caldwell. And that'll give Japan an inbound with a fresh 40-second try clock here. And
one less player defending.
One less player defending. I'm sure we'll see similar tactics as we saw last time. They'll try to transition Canada away from the try line to give themselves an advantage before they inbound the ball after they score. And this time they're working on Rodriguez because Canada's been running the give and go.
I guess they know Caldwell's going to call the inbound either way, so it's not really that advantageous to trap him on the side there.
I guess so. All that work to trap the .5, and then they just let him go. And Rodriguez and Caldwell are battling Ike here. Nice defense by Ike. Caldwell makes a nice pass to Letourneau, who receives the ball 10 feet over center and gives it back to Caldwell in the middle of the court. Working against Ikazaki, and looks like Zach was able to get Ike to cross the try line, and this time one of the Japanese players will spend a minute in the penalty box. Ball comes into Letourneau, who's being defended by the Class 1 Ogawa. Pretty soft here, pretty soft defense here by Team Japan, and of course by Canada. Once somebody's in the penalty box, you certainly don't want to risk taking another penalty while you're a man short. All right, Ike to inbound, runs the give and go with Ogawa.
Ooh, little fumble.
Bit of a fumble pass there by Ikazaki, or excuse me, Ikazaki, and fortunately the ball bounces off Medell's hands, and Japan retains possession with 33 seconds to go on the try clock. Ike sitting still, looking to pass, no one to move it to, so doubled by the Class 2s of Team Canada. Ikazaki finds Kusaba, who's wide open down by the try line, and he scores his first try of the morning.
Looks like we have an equipment. Sounds like there was a flat tire here. Team Canada's equipment guys should be running out and switching that wheel out shortly.
Yeah, Tony making the universal sign for, hey, my tire's flat.
Everyone hears that little burst of air and starts looking around the court trying to figure out who it is. Not a sound we like to hear on the rugby court.
No, cost of a new tube.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so while this is happening, it looks like Japan is trying to transition Medel, and they have him tied up on the far side. Letourneau calls inbounder. Runs the give and go with Rodriguez again. Seems to be something that Japan's willing to give Canada. Letourneau gets the ball over half, being pressured by Ike. Gets the ball out to Caldwell and gives it to Zach Medel, who slows things down and works his way slowly towards the Japanese key and finds Letourneau, has wheel position against Ike in the middle of the court, and we still have a one-try game here with 2 minutes and 38 seconds to go.
Quick deep pass there.
Yeah, we'll see that quite a few times between Ike and Daisuke here, as they've executed on that play many times over the last decade that those two have been playing together.
Looks like Canada's getting ready to make some substitutions here.
Yeah, subs sitting in the box. Caldwell able to find Medel on the inbound after many give and goes. Medel gives it back to Caldwell, who's able to get over half, but he's in a bit of a dangerous spot. Finds Medel by accident, who's stuck in the corner, but manages to turn his way out. And met by Kusaba nicely. Tries to attack the far corner. And whistle by the referee, probably 4 in the key by Team Japan. Their first 4 in the key violation of this game. And Ikazaki will work his way over to the penalty box. And subs will come in. So Byron Green and Travis Morale making their way in for Eric Rodriguez and Tony Letourneau. And Canada will maintain their balanced 3-5-2-2.5 lineup here against the same line from Team Japan.
We've got Morale on the inbound now.
Caldwell left wide open and on the try line. Of course, Japan does have a man in the box. It's actually Kusaba, not Ikazaki. So looks like the referee called contact before the whistle against the Japanese squad there, as Ikazaki was trying to help his low pointer get out of the penalty box. Ikazaki up the far side of the court and now in the middle, surrounded by 3 Canadian defenders, and works his way out. Some space here in the corner, and nice seal by Ogawa. Ikazaki moves in to score Japan's 8th try of this quarter. 1:39 to go. Morale, ball. Back to Caldwell. Green to follow up the court. Pump fake at center. Gets it over half. Morale.
So the players really want to try and get last goal so that they have that one up moving into the next quarter. So they'll be looking at the clock right about now and trying to set themselves up, ideally to score probably around 55, I would guess. So if Canada runs out the full 40 on their next turn, they will still have 15 seconds left at the end to score last goal.
Yeah, we've got 1 minute to go left here in the first quarter and about 23 seconds on the try clock. So we'll see when Team Japan attempts to score their try here. And it's, as you said, with 52.4 seconds to go. So that will give them an opportunity to score last try, unless Team Canada chooses to use a timeout here.
You can see Japan sort of dropped up high so that they can contain Team Canada. They really want to force them to use up their time so that they have the full 40 to score their last goal.
Medell with the ball, with the help of Green against the two high pointers from Team Japan. Medell in no rush here. Looks like Canada may use a timeout. Gives the ball to Caldwell, who reels it in the key and then moves his way out. Down to 5 seconds on the try clock. And with 14.8 seconds to go in the first quarter, Canada uses their second timeout of the game and will attempt to score last try. Canada does have possession.
Yeah, so calling that timeout will give them a new 15 seconds on the try clock. They had ran it down almost to 0 there, and that way that puts them in a good position for last goal here.
See if they're able to execute. Give and go between Morale and Green. 12 seconds, 10 seconds, bit of distance to go. And
couldn't quite execute there.
yeah, just a little bit too much time before they decided to attack. And nice substitutions there by the Japanese coach to put Shimakawa, Hashimoto out there, a little bit more speed. And obviously Team Canada struggled to score that last try. However, it is their ball to start the first quarter, so if they're able to execute
their first goal, then they'll only be trailing by 1 point there.
That's right. So while we've got a moment here, and just like to thank our sponsors for this weekend. We've got BC Wheelchair Sports and Wheelchair Rugby Canada, of course, the main contributors to this tournament, but we've also got the Canadian government, the province of British Columbia, the Richmond Olympic Oval, Steamworks Brewing, Vesco Metalcraft, Richmond Sport Hosting, and Moulton sponsors of this tournament. So I was looking at the standings this morning, Jess, while I was having coffee before I came, and depending on how the games go today, I think that it could be a first, certainly a first for this tournament, and maybe a first at this level in wheelchair rugby, but we could have a 5-way tie.
Oh my goodness.
For second place. If Japan holds on and wins this game,
yep.
GB has to beat France.
Yep.
USA has to beat Australia.
Okay.
Canada has to beat GB, and then Japan has to beat France. If those 5 results happen, we will have a 5-way tie for second. 5 teams will be at 2 wins and 3 losses. So, which will be interesting for the officials to have to work out the plus minus to see who actually finishes second in that scenario. So,
so which team do we have leading in that case? Who was in the first?
Oh, Japan is 3-0 right now.
Okay.
So, probably. I don't want to say clinched first place already, but very unlikely that they're not in the gold medal game on Sunday, given their results up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it just goes to show the parity between all of these teams here. If all 5 teams are tied for second, and would certainly make for an interesting tournament, something to talk about.
Definitely. And what do you think this tournament means to these players leading up to the Paralympics? Is this kind of a chance for them to set dominance and, kind of intimidate the other teams moving into Paralympics, or what do you think? Is this an opportunity for them to try new things?
Well, I mean, the way the coaches have been managing their benches, I think they're certainly trying to prepare several lineups for perhaps having to play at the Paralympics. A lot of coaches have been certainly making sure everybody gets to play, and you never want to lose ever, especially at this level. So there's a little bit of gamesmanship, perhaps, not showing everything you have before the Paralympic Games and exactly what your tactics might be. But, yeah, I think that whoever walks away with the gold medal of this tournament can feel pretty good about their chances in Paris in a couple of months.
Yeah.
So Ogawa into the ball to Shimakawa, who quickly moves it to Hashimoto, who's defended by Rio Kovac, seeing his first minutes of this game, along with Trevor Hirschfield and Patrice Desjardins.
Hirschfield on the inbound for Canada.
Finds Kovac, darts up the middle, through all 4 Japanese defenders. before tracked down by Hashimoto finally. Gets the ball to Medell. Some space here over on the far side, or close side, excuse me. And Zach Medell able to score Canada's 9th try of the game, trailing by 1 early here in the second quarter of the game. Hashimoto. Over half. Pass Pico. Finds Shimakawa. Restores Team Japan's 2-try lead. Medell against Hashimoto. 2-3-5s battling each other. Gets some help from Hirschfield and Dagenet. Is able to get the ball over half.
So Canada's got quite a lot of experience on their team right now, having 3 of their players have been in more than 3 Paralympics, and even Hirschfield's been to 4 already and will be doing his 5th in Paris this summer. So a lot of experience on the court for Canada right now.
Yeah, a lot of experience. Of course, Shimakawa has been playing since they invented the sport, so he's got a lot of experience as well. And some new players out there, of course, Ogawa and Hashimoto from Team Japan, and the .5 Hasegawa are all reasonably new athletes here for Team Japan. And Ryo Kovac, who is out there on the court right now for Canada, has been part of the top 12 now for a year or so.
Brand new to the international stage.
Nice pass by him to find Medell in between the 2 Japanese low pointers. Still a 1-try game. Hearing some cheering from the Canadian bench, so I'm wondering if there was a second contact before the whistle, which gives Canada the ball in the far corner.
Japan calling substitutions.
Japan coming out with a 3-5-3-1-5.5 lineup as Kai Kurahashi and Seiya make their first appearance of the tournament.
This is the first time we're seeing a female player on the court, so wheelchair rugby is a mixed gender sport, and if you have a female player on your team, you actually get an extra half point on the court as well, so it can be an advantage to the team to have those female athletes.
Okay, 14 seconds on the try clock, and Medell finds Patrice Dagenet wide open on the far side, and Canada ties this game at 12. 5:41 to go in the first half. Hashimoto following his pick, Seiya Norimatsu up the court. Gets it over half. And then finds Norimatsu, the far side of the court, wide open. 13-12 Japan. Hirschfield. Kovac trying to follow Dagenet up the court. Met by 2 Japanese defenders and moves the ball to Medell. Powers his way across half and scores a wide open try, tying this game up. Hashimoto against Kovac. Gets the ball over half. Slows it down in the middle of the court. Waiting for his pickers to get set up. Makes a move on Medell and finds Norimatsu on the far side, restoring Japan's 1-try lead.
These games are so close. These teams are really managing their lineups. You saw Team Japan had 1 turnover and they called those substitutions right away. every goal counts in these games when it's this tight of a match.
Sure does. Medell's trapped here by the two Japanese low pointers. Time running out on the 12-second clock. So it's forced to use Canada's third timeout.
Canada coming to their bench. Quick chat with the coach here. Try and regroup. And that will leave them with only one timeout left, and Team Japan still has all 4 of their timeouts. Each team also has bench timeouts, so the coach can call a timeout later in the game once they've used those 4 floor timeouts.
All right, Canada working their way over to inbound the ball. Hirschfield's going to inbound. Gives it to Medell. Got some pickers to follow. Tie game, 14-14. 4:24 to go. Ball into Hashimoto. Finds Ikazaki, wide open deep against the Canadian Class 1s. Japan answers pretty quickly after the Canadian goal.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Hirschfield looking for Medell. Finds him. Far side of all the Japanese defenders, and they won't be able to catch him. And Canada answers just as quickly as Japan did on their last try. So well done by them. Hashimoto.
They're not wasting any time on those inbounds.
No. Offense clicking pretty well for both teams here. We've seen 3 or 4 quick tries in a row. Rio Kovac with the ball and a pile of both Canadian and Japanese players, but finds Medell, who's able to get the ball over half. 1-on-1 versus Ikazaki, and then is able to find some space by the far cone and tie this game up at 16.
Keeping it interesting for us.
Okay, Hashimoto, 1-on-1 versus Medell. Gets the ball over half. Canada drops back into the key. Hashimoto on the close side, and Ikazaki versus Kovac into the key. He'll be the 4th Canadian defender in there and make his way over to the penalty box, giving Team Japan a fresh try clock in which to work with.
Seemed like there was a little discrepancy from the Canadian players on whether or not that was 4 in the key there. So a little upset on the bench here.
Well, it wouldn't be a referee call if it wasn't being
questioned
by somebody. Exactly.
Exactly.
All right, Hashimoto taking his time as Japan sets up its defense before he scores. It looks like they're going to either force Kovac to score. So Coach Kote uses a tactical bench timeout to avoid that from happening. With 2 minutes and 59 seconds to go here in the first half, Canada trailing by 1, 17-16 with the ball. They'll use their first bench timeout and discuss what they're going to do the rest of this quarter, I'm sure.
Give everybody a little bit of a rest moving into this next play here. See if Team Canada can capitalize on this.
All right. Hirschfield to inbound. Gets the ball into Kovac, who's able to follow Hirschfield up the court and get the ball over half.
Just snuck over that half line there.
Always hold your breath when they're right in that spot on the court. Nice job by him. Down to 20 seconds on the try clock as he gets the ball over to Medell, who attacks up the far side. He's got some help by Kovac and is able to bully his way past Ikazaki on the try line to tie this game up.
With 9 seconds left on the clock.
Okay, ball into Hashimoto. 3 Canadian defenders close to him, but he's able to get the ball over half. Surrounded by Dagenet and Medel, so finds Ikazaki on the far side. Ikazaki works his way into the middle of the court. And there's Hashimoto with real position on Dagenet. And teams trading goals here pretty regularly for this quarter. Okay, Kovac with the ball.
Once again, they'll start managing that clock. You know, the ideal is 55 to help secure the last goal.
Yeah, 1:48 to go and 20 seconds on the shot clock. So see how Canada and Japan manage the clock in the next little while. Team Canada counting down the try clock for the Canadian players, and Medel able to use Hirschfield, Ikazaki here on the close side. Okay, Norimatsu to inbound. Finds Hashimoto, who's in a difficult position, but backs his way out. Looking for the pass to Ikazaki. Nice job by track the ball, and finds Norimatsu, who scores with 1 minute and 16 seconds to go the quarter.
Leaves Canada in pretty good shape to try and score at around that 55-second mark.
Yeah, see what they decide to do here. Ball into Kovac. Kovac at center. Makes the pass, gets it to Medel. And Canada's going to score with 59 seconds to go in the half here. See if they're able to force Team Japan to take at least 20 seconds to score. So give them an opportunity to score last try.
Mm-hmm. What do you think? Will they use that last timeout if Team Japan isn't able?
Well, Team Japan has all 4 timeouts. I wouldn't be surprised to see them use a timeout here to see if they can score the last try of the quarter. It is their possession arrow, so if nothing changes before the time expires, they will start the ball with at the third quarter.
Yeah.
So could be a 2-try swing if they're able to execute. Sure, we'll see Coach Kishi put in EK to get some height out there for the key attack.
So that's 19 seconds left on the game clock where Team Japan called their timeout there. Looks like they're making some substitutions to help execute this last goal here.
Yeah, so Team Japan is going to come out with their 3-2-2-0 line. So they'll have a bit of a hybrid line out there. 3 ball carriers. That's Ike Yuke Nobu and Shunya Nakamachi make their first appearance of the game, and Japan scores pretty quickly, I think. Giving Canada 13.3 seconds to go here to try and tie this game up before half. Zach was pushing pretty quickly, and he's easily going to outrace the 2 Japanese high pointers to score the try, and with 4.5 seconds to go. A little surprised to see Team Japan execute the last goal that way.
Oh, it looks like Canada pushed a Japanese player out of bounds on the end line there, so they're going to get one last possession with 2 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, so Shimakawa was sitting on the goal line looking for that deep pass, and Canada was able to recognize that and knock him out. And so, yeah, like you said, they'll have 2.2 seconds here. They're going to put Mike Whitehead out there, who's got some pretty good inbounding range, and see if they can hit one of the Canadian players on the try line. It's a bit of a long pass for Mike, so we'll see what they do.
Clock doesn't start until a player touches it, so if there's one bounce in there.
Do want to make sure the ball's touched. Don't want it to go out of bounds and give Japan the same opportunity at the other end. And ultimately, an uneventful but nice attempt by Canada.
A good long pass by Whitehead there, but couldn't quite get it to one of the Canadian players.
So that brings us to the end of the first half here. An exciting game between these 2 teams. 20-20 is the score, and we will see you in about 8 minutes and 43 seconds for the second half.
Thanks for being here with us.
Yeah, but not in Vancouver. That was like a once in a probably 50-year event. They're in like Germany or something. Oh yeah, no. Let's spend the tickets like 40,000. Like yeah, no. Fuck that. I don't know a single person who actually might. Like, it's ridiculous. So, like, just watching the whole crowd, like, just sitting on the sideline, watching the seats, everybody looks like you're fucking like a robot. Like we were taking video of Rouge Lake, are we fucking stoned? It looks so, like it's just the weirdest fucking thing. I've never done tennis up to that point. Like, I don't know any other, I don't think Joy does tennis anymore either. Yeah, it's super trippy. I just don't know where. I don't know where there's any pro tennis here in Vancouver anyway, or even amateur like that. Yeah. Yep, I can see it.
Okay, well, welcome back to the second half between Canada and Team Japan. Both teams getting ready to start this quarter. Team Japan with the ball. We've got a 20-20 tie. Team Japan has 3 timeouts remaining in this game, 3 30-second timeouts remaining in this game. Team Canada has 1. Team Canada is running its 3-5-2-5-1-1 lineup with Medel, Kovac, Hirschfield, and Dagenet. And Japan is running its 3-3-1-1 lineup with Ikezaki, Yukinubu, Hidefume Wakayama making his first appearance of this game, and number 11, Ryuji Husaba, the 4th player for Team Japan. So Canada with the ball over half. Japan scored its first possession, so currently have a 1-try lead, and Medel pretty easily able to find the try
Back to
line
a tie
here.
game.
Okay, ball into the low screen there. Ike finds Ikazaki. Races past Kovac. Met by Medell and Hirschfield. Almost get him out of bounds for the first turner of this half, but
Quick over the back pass there to save him from that out of bounds.
yeah, nice court awareness by him. Yukinubu.
Got
Ikazaki.
Canada set up in the key here. Looks like Team Japan is going to try and run a straight up.
Oh, and a bit of an errant pass by Ikazaki to number 11, Kusaba. And Team Japan's first turnover of the second half, and Canada will have an opportunity to take the lead for first time in this game.
Yeah. Let's see if they can capitalize on this moment here.
Hirschfield looking to inbound. Currently nobody open, but finds Medell, who's got the ball checked off his lap. Will remain Canada's ball.
Referee looking like he's saying it's the Team Japan ball there, shaking his head. Let's see. Oh, Team Canada's going to keep that ball.
Hirschfield to inbound again. Nobody available. Oh, Medell gets open. Met by the two Japanese high pointers. Medell tries to go up the close side with no space there. Getting low on time. He's looking to launch the ball and wisely uses a time hit Canada's last timeout.
So you may have noticed here that we have switched sides that the teams are scoring on now. So if you haven't seen the game before and you're a little bit confused, Team Canada is now scoring towards their bench and Team Japan will be scoring towards their own bench. So at the half we switch try lines.
Okay, Canada's third attempt to get the ball over half on this possession. Kovac against Hitakume. Gets the ball to Medell. 10 seconds to go on the try clock. Medell around Kusaba. Met by the other Class 1. Time winding down. Gets it to Hirschfield. He's able to hang on to the ball and finally and eventually run out of time before he's able to cross the try line.
So the referees disagreed there. One called a goal and one called no goal, but that ref on the end line is the one that gets to make the ultimate call. So no goal for Team Canada on that one.
Yeah, nice defense by Team Japan. Yokinubu with the ball. Works his way against 3 Canadian defenders. Looking for Ikazaki deep, being guarded by Kovac. And one quick move by Ikazaki, and then a little bit of a hello to Trevor. Scores the try. Team Japan regains their 1-try lead.
They've entered this second half with a little extra energy from Team Japan here, trying to pull that lead.
Kovac with the ball. Hirschfield to follow. And works his way around Kusaba. Gets met at half.
Dished it off to Patrice Desjardins.
Desjardins gets forced over the center line by the Japanese defense. Canada has no timeouts to use, and back-to-back turnovers by this lineup for Canada. Team Japan will have an opportunity to take a 2-try lead.
Team Canada looking to make some substitutions here, recognizing that this line is maybe not matching up with the Japan players for this quarter here.
Yeah, after a good start as well. They did create a turnover, so unlucky for them. Okay, Hirschfield to inbound. Nobody open right now, but does get the ball into Kovac, who's being guarded by Ike. Kovac works his way up the far side with not a lot of space, but does get the ball nicely over half. Medell. And Medell takes 2 strong pushes and easily beats the Japanese defense to return it to a 1-try game. Ball in. Quick pass to Ikazaki. Slows it down. Looks for some help to get the ball over half, to which he does. Gets around Desjardins on the far side and finds Ike on the try line. 4 minutes and 58 seconds to go here in the third quarter between this game between Canada and Team Japan. Medel surrounded by 3 Japanese players. Bit of a difficult pass there to Kovac, who's being guarded well by Yokinubi. And third turnover by this line. Start the second half for Team Canada.
Bench timeout was called. It's going to allow Team Canada to make their substitutions here. Once all those timeouts are gone, there's that added pressure for Team Canada to, make that pass. They don't have an option to call the timeout. So, yeah, a few closer calls here just because they don't have that bailout option anymore.
Yeah, it's certainly a factor in a couple of those plays that we just saw, which led to turnovers.
Yeah.
So.
A little bit too much pressure in those moments.
So it looks like Canada is going to sub in their 3-5-2-2.5 lineup with Byron Green, Tony Letourneau, and Cody Caldwell coming onto the court. And Caldwell's going to make his way down to inbound the ball. Medel being guarded by 3 Japanese defenders. The ball comes into Letourneau out by center, who turns and makes a quick pass to Medel, and just like that, Canada narrows the gap to 2. Okay, Ogawa to inbound. Just come in for Wakayama. Ike being guarded by Letourneau. Ike works his way from one side of the key to the other, where Ogawa's got a nice seal versus Green and plenty of space to score in that far corner. Give and go between Letourneau and Green, and nice play by Green there as he had his back to the play. Couldn't really see the pass coming. Medel around Ogawa, and
nice pass to Caldwell on that one there. They had about 1 second left on the 12-second shot clock, and he managed to dish that one out.
Yeah, the one advantage to having the balanced line versus the high-low that we just saw for Canada is that our 3 ball carriers, and Canada is taking advantage of all 3 so far. Okay, Ike with the ball. Canada back in their key. Ike attacks and draws a couple of defenders and is able to find Ikazaki. Had wheel position against Caldwell on the close side here. 3-try lead for Team Japan, 27-24 with 3 minutes and 42 seconds to go in the third quarter. Letourneau back to Caldwell, to Medel, back to Letourneau. Letourneau races up the far side, defended by the 2 Class 1s from Team Japan.
Able to slow things down a little bit now that they're over the half. 18 seconds left on the try clock.
Nice move by Letourneau to beat Kusaba there on the far side. And we've got a 2-try game. Ogawa to inbound. Ike in position like usual.
He really has that height advantage on the team here. There's nobody that can stop a pass to him, it would seem.
It's almost a gimme inbound for Team Japan when he's in his spot. It's a nice advantage to have for sure, and they take advantage of it. So quick try by Team Japan after the ball came in. Restores their 3-try lead.
Seems like Team Japan is letting Canada have the give-and-go option to Green here. I guess they want to capitalize on having the ball in their low pointer's hands.
Yeah, low pointer's hands, and of course the give-and-go is almost got the whole court to go. You can't pass the ball very far. You've got to move the ball the whole way up the court, which Canada is able to do this time as Medel darts through 3 Japanese defenders to score the try for Canada, keeping it close. Canada does have possession to start the last quarter, so is an opportunity to gain 1 try here at the if they're able to score the last try, which will keep the game close. Ike, coast to coast there, scores the try for Team Japan. Look, Caldwell to Letourneau. And chooses to go between two Japanese defenders instead of taking the wide open middle, but scores the try.
It.
All right, EK with the ball, guarded by Caldwell and Letourneau. Ball not over half yet, looking for Ikazake. Ball forced to the Class 1 Ogawa, and Ikazake seeing 3 timeouts up on the board for Team Japan, decides to use one just in case.
Make the safe play when you have the timeouts. Can't take them with you. Japan
All right.
making some subs.
Yeah, Japan making some subs. Coming out with 3 high pointers. I'm sure somebody must be coming off. EK slowly makes his way over to the bench. So we've got Hashimoto, Shimakawa, Ogawa, and the .5 Hasegawa out there for Team Japan right now.
Canada set up in the key. Team Japan only has 19 seconds on the try clock here.
Hashimoto, is he able to?
Ooh, hit the cone there.
Nice defense, nice corner defense by Letourneau for Team Canada. Hasegawa not quite able to get a good enough seal, and as Hashimoto went around the corner, hit the cone before both wheels crossed the try line. So Canada gets one of those turnovers that we saw earlier on back, and we'll make it a 1-try game here if they're able to score, and essentially a tie game if they're able to get last goal. So good job by them. Medel against the 2 Japanese high pointers. Gets it over half to Caldwell. And with 1:46 to go, we're down to a 1-try game here with Japan having the ball. Ball comes into Shimakawa.
Team Canada coach calling for his players to drop back into that key.
Yeah, well, after that last key attempt by Team Japan, doesn't seem like a bad decision. So we'll see if Canada can get back-to-back key stops here. Shimakawa with the ball, down to 15 seconds on the try clock. Makes a pass to Hashimoto, who's able to fingertip that ball and
Pulling it off the ground.
restore Japan's 2-try lead. We had a contact before the whistle there. Didn't see which team it was on. I'll see the referee make the signal here. Team Japan. So first contact before the whistle this half, and third one of the game, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah. Team Japan making another substitution here.
Japan going to come out with their 3-3-2-0 lineup. EK and Shimakawa. Masayuki Haga seeing his first minutes of the game, and of course Kai Kurahashi. And Canada comes back with its 3-5-2-5-1-1 lineup. Give them another shot. You know, they've had a really good shift so far in this game, and then an unfortunate one to start the third quarter, but hopefully they
Chance
can,
for redemption.
Yeah.
It's a 1-point game here. So Team Japan probably wants to try and score this one pretty quickly. Canada's going to do everything they can to draw it out. So
Shimakawa with the ball, being guarded by Kovac, and Hirschfield gets the ball to Haga over the half.
Jump ball.
Medel gets his hands in on the ball there, I think, and yeah. Canada will inbound the ball with 48.1 seconds to go. Opportunity to tie this game up. Ball comes into Medel.
It's an interesting scenario because they're going to have to leave at least 8 seconds on the clock. That could be enough time for Team Japan to score.
Yeah, it's almost a blessing in disguise. If they hadn't had that jump ball, they might have still been able to score last try and start the ball with the quarter.
Yeah.
Now they're going to give Japan the opportunity to score last try. So Canada, hopefully they can defend this if you're a Canadian fan. And Good job so far by Medell, who's able to stop Shimakawa from getting over half. 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Pretty much no difference between the try clock and the game clock. And Shimakawa gets the ball, makes a quick move, and with 2.1 seconds to go in the third quarter, will give Japan the lead, and I'm sure Canada will just play it safe here and be happy that they were able to create those couple of turnovers late in this quarter and essentially make this a tie game.
Close that gap.
With 1 quarter to go. So that brings us to the end of the third quarter. Score Team Japan 31, Team Canada 30. Looks like we're going to have ourselves an exciting finish to this game, which is great news if you're a fan of wheelchair rugby.
Seems like they're coming for your 5-way tie. Team Canada is trying to upset your future predicting here.
Yeah, nobody ever gives me what I want. That's all right.
So, yeah, if Team Canada pulls out the win, then that will remove the possibility for that 5-way tie. But if Japan...
I guess. I don't know. We'd have to figure that out, but
Okay.
certainly not the 5-way tie the way I drew it up earlier on. Canada would go to 2-2, and Japan would drop to 3-1 if Canada does win this game in the end, which we'll find out, I guess, in a few minutes.
Yeah.
As we wait the 2 minutes here for the fourth quarter to start, I'd once again like to thank our sponsors, of course, the hosts, BC Wheelchair Sports and Wheelchair Rugby Canada, and then the Government of Canada, the Province of British Columbia, the Richmond Olympic Oval, Steamworks Breweries, Vesco Metalcraft, Richmond Sport Hosting, and Moulton.
So the players are actually playing with regulation volleyballs. That's where our Moulton sponsor is coming from here. And yeah, if you've never seen the sport before, you might be a little bit surprised to see that it doesn't look like your traditional rugby ball, but that's how wheelchair rugby is played.
Sure is.
We got both teams huddled up going into this fourth quarter, seeing if they can come up with some strategy to pull out the win.
Team Japan does have 2 30-second timeouts remaining. Canada is out.
I think Canada has 1 bench timeout still, and Japan should have both of their benches, I think.
Yeah, Coach Kote used a bench timeout to get Kovac out of the penalty box back in the first half. And yeah, Coach Kishi hasn't used any of his team's timeouts. So Japan makes its way out with the starting lineup from this game. 3-3-1-1 with Kusaba and Ogawa, Ikazaki and Ike. And Canada counters with 3-5-2-2.5 lineup. Green, Caldwell, Letourneau, and Medell.
We've seen Medell play this whole game. Seems like he might be playing the final quarter too here. That's some good stamina from him.
Yeah, I'm sure he loves it. So
Yeah.
okay, Ogawa to inbound to Ike, quickly to Ikazaki. With Canada the key to start this fourth and final quarter of this game. Ikazaki attacks against 3 Canadian defenders and pump fakes the ball. And Medell bites and able to put the ball in his lap and score Japan's first try of the quarter. Of course, they did start the ball after that late jump ball, which gives them a 2-try lead. Ooh. And an unfortunate offensive foul by Letourneau here for Team Canada will turn the ball over.
So they're calling that a spin, a dangerous hit.
Spin.
Got a player down on the floor there. And because that is dangerous, it is a turnover for Team Japan.
So not the start that Canada was looking for in this fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
But lots of time left for Canada to get that back if you're a Canadian fan.
It's not necessarily that was done intentional. Sometimes just trying to get the ball and move down that court, you catch that wheel and spin those athletes and they fall. And unfortunately, I think that's what happened here.
And hopefully Ike's okay. Seems to be toweling himself off and none worse the wear, so we'll continue on for Team Japan.
Canada back in the key, hoping to capitalize on those turnovers they got in the last quarter and, put that pressure on them as they attack.
Yeah. So Japan looking to take the 3-try lead. Ikazaki with the ball, defended by Caldwell. Attacks between Green and Medell, nothing there. Now looks against Letourneau. Nice defense by Canada. Green gets out of the key to allow the Canadian players to move in, but that opens up the far corner, and Ikazaki is able to score the try for Team Japan. Give and go from Green to Letourneau. Looking to pass the ball, and Ike able to get his long stretching arms in the way of that pass to Medell, and Japan takes a 4-try lead.
Once again, that height really helping them out.
Okay, give and go. Caldwell to Green, to Letourneau. Tony working against Ike, and now gets the ball to Medell.
They got it over half. They can take a breath now. 20 seconds still on that try clock.
Caldwell receives the pass from Medell. Scores Canada's first try of the quarter.
I think so. We're looking back and forth at each other. I think that might have been the first one.
First try.
Couple turnovers to start it off there.
Yeah. Ikazaki works his way down the court, restores Japan's 4-try lead. 6 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the game. Letourneau quickly to Medell up the court, all alone, and Canada will score a reasonably easy try.
Canada hoping to slow down the momentum that Team Japan seems to have brought into this quarter here. Back in the key, looking to get one turnover, I'm sure. Couple turnovers, I'm sure.
Okay, Ikazaki taking his time as Japan is up by 3 right now. Canada slowly creeps out of their key, and this game kind of slows down. No room between Medell and Green for Ikazaki, but able to find some space here in the near corner.
Really tried to push him out of the corner there and get that same turnover they had in the last quarter, but didn't work out.
Letourneau with the ball, being guarded by Ike. Gets it back to Caldwell. Works up the middle of the court. Gets himself over center. Turns back and finds Medell. Medell gives it to Letourneau, and with some help of both Green and Caldwell, they're able to get the ball over the try line. And
it's not often you see the low pointer coming in to push someone out of court, but Green came in there and gave him that little shove he needed.
Yeah. Okay, Ikazaki inbounds the ball to Ike, who accelerates past Letourneau and is now 1-on-2 or 2-on-1 versus Caldwell, and makes a quick move to his right and restores Japan's 4-try lead.
Team Canada looking to make some substitutions again, but they have to wait for a whistle in order to be able to do that. I'm not sure that they'll want to waste their bench timeout at this point in the game.
Okay, Green called inbounder, so 0.5 inbounding for Canada. Able to get it to Medell. To Letourneau, who's met by Ikazaki. And another turnover by Team Canada, and Ike will kill a few seconds and score the try. 5-try lead for Team Japan. Okay, Caldwell inbounds the ball to Medell. Back to Caldwell, beats Ike with a nice move. Gets some help from Green against Ogawa. Caldwell slows it down now. Gets the ball to Medell. Canada will turn and try and attack this Japanese key defense. Nice seal by Green against Ogawa. Lots of space for Medell to wheel across the goal line.
Deep
Ike.
pass.
Then Canada reacts a little bit slowly on defense, and Ike is able to find Ikazaki for an easy try. Okay, give and go. Caldwell to Green. Ike stops the first chair. Adele being guarded by two Japanese high pointers here right in front of us. Nice pass to Letourneau. Down to 20 seconds on the try clock. Letourneau being guarded by one Japanese player. Not lots of room. He's going to have to move the ball out. Finds Caldwell. Down to 7 seconds to go. And Medell will have plenty of time, as it turns out.
It's amazing how long the time lasts when you move that quickly.
Yeah. Okay, Ogawa to Ike. Slowly moves up court.
Canada hustling to get back.
Ikazaki taking his time. 3:45 to go here in the game. Japan may be looking for a penalty, see if they can kill more time. One of the Canadian players in the box. And Ikazaki scores the try behind Caldwell, 40-35 for Team Japan. Letourneau, one-on-one against Kusaba. Hits Medell, being guarded by two Japanese players, Gawa and Ikazaki. Gets the ball back to Letourneau, who hits Caldwell. Caldwell looking for Medell. Quick move by Medell to spin, and now attacks the middle of the court and scores the try for Team Canada.
Saw him just biding his time on the side there while Green got around and set that pick up for him and cleared the path.
Ogawa to inbound. Oh, lucky bounce for Team Japan as ball goes off Ike's hands. You don't see that very often, but Ikazaki's there to bail his teammate out.
Ooh, that's an over and back.
So Ikazaki makes a move on the center line, and contact by Letourneau creates an over and back. Nice play by him, and Canada with a little bit of life here with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Makes some substitutions and trailing by 4.
I think this is the first time we're seeing Matt Debley on the court in this game. Is that right?
Yeah, new look for Team Canada as they come out with Debley and Morale and Kovac and Rodriguez, perhaps giving Medell a bit of a rest as they look perhaps towards GB this afternoon. Hashimoto scores. Japan's come out with the new look line as well, 3-5-3, 1-5.5.
Morale and Eric set up for the give and go down there.
Kovac around Norimatsu, met by Shimakawa. And stuffed by Hashimoto.
Get it back.
But gets the ball back. It's in a bit of a dangerous spot, but it's able to get the ball to Debley. Down to 15 seconds on the try clock. Debley working against Hashimoto. Does a nice job to get around him, but stopped before he crosses the try line, and then there's Kovac on the far side. Nice job by Debley to find him.
38-41 with 2 minutes left in the quarter.
Hashimoto racing towards center. Around Rodriguez and Debley. And met by Kovac, but dishes the ball to Shimakawa. Scores the try for Team Japan. Give and go between Morale and Rodriguez. Quickly up to Kovac, who turns against Hashimoto. Gets around Norimatsu. Protects the ball against the Japanese high pointers. Looks for Debley.
Canada probably looking to score fast goals here. There's not a whole lot of time left to try and close that gap up, whereas Japan's likely going to try and sort of run that clock down. maintain their lead.
Yeah, nice try by Debley. Canada trailing 39-42, 1 minute and 27 seconds to go. Really need a turnover or two pretty quickly here if they're going any chance of getting this game to overtime. But Hashimoto is going to foil those plans and score right through the middle of the key. 4-try lead. Running out of time for Team Canada. Morale versus Norimatsu and Kurahashi. Get some help from Debley. Nice pass to him. And Debley's going to outrace Hashimoto, who pops him in the back wheel and is going to take a flagrant foul there, which is not what you want to do for the safety of the athletes and for the state of the game, given there's 57.9 seconds to go, and he's now going to serve 2 penalties as Canada will get the penalty try. And Coach Cote is going to make some substitutions here and see if the 3-5-2-5-1-1 lineup can take advantage of that mistake by Hashimoto this close to the end of the game.
Keep it until the subs are in. Keep it until the subs are in.
Okay, the referee's over at the penalty table, just sorting things out with them right now. Canada is working on its transition to do its best to try to create a turnover before the ball comes in. The referee's calling subs in. Canadian players come out.
The players on the court making sure they hold position there so that the new Canadian athletes can take over. And
Team Japan has currently got 5 players on the court. Somebody's going to have to leave. Shimakawa is sitting there surrounded by 3 Canadian players going, I can't go anywhere. All right, well, Coach Kishi gets his height out there so the ball can come in. See if Canada can take advantage of this. And nice job by EK to get out of the deep round. And Hirschfield takes a shot at that ball, but manages to make contact with the arm, and that'll cost him a 60-second penalty here or less.
so if Team Japan scores, Hirschfield will be able to come back on the court, but if they don't score, it'll be after a minute passes before he's able to come back on.
Yeah, nice defense here by Team Japan. Not a lot of options. Ike's going to have to send the ball to Kurahashi, who's open deep, and she's unable to secure that ball against her wheel, and that will give Canada turnover here with 35.5 seconds to go. They will have to score 3-on-3, but Canada does have the points advantage with 3-5 from Japan in the bench or in the box, and class 1 for Canada in the box. So Kovac turns and beats Norimatsu pretty quickly and should try to score as quickly as possible. Gets around Ike, and 23.3 seconds to go. Hashimoto comes out of the box and is told to go back in by the referee. So Canada will work hard to try and create another turnover here. Down by 2, 23.3 seconds to go. Ike in position to receive the ball from Norimatsu. It's tough for Canada to stop that. They're going to shove them out of bounds. And
just trying to waste time by chucking that ball down the other end. Yeah.
Team Japan does have 2 timeouts left. You know,
choosing not to use them.
Choosing not to use them. Could get the ball in, just hold on to it for the 10 seconds and use the timeout, but he was getting shoved out of bounds, so.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Team Canada calling a bench timeout here. 14 seconds left on the clock, and they are down by 2. I don't know, have you seen someone get 2 goals in 14 seconds before, Adam?
I can't say that I have. I remember when the try clock first came in. I remember seeing a game where one team was trailing by 9 tries and was able to come back, which back then coming out back against 9 tries was something. But I can't tell you if they scored the last 2 tries with 14 seconds to go. But let's see if Medell can race down the court and score quickly. They're going to have to transition
Fast.
Ike to stop that ball from coming in, because there is 9.4 seconds to go. He doesn't even have to get a dribble in now. He just can receive that pass and hold on to it. So as long as he's not too close to the try line.
So 9 seconds. Canada needs to get an immediate turnover here on that Japanese inbound if they're going to try and score a goal and tie this game up. Then they'd be going into a 3-minute overtime. Team Japan called a bench timeout, so they're talking a bit of strategy here, making sure that they secure their win, I guess.
Yeah, Hirschfield's still in the penalty box, so Canada's going to have to do this shorthanded if they're going to do it. And Norimatsu gets the ball to Hashimoto. Canada needs to get that ball off his lap. They won't do so, and nice job by Team Japan. They're going to close this one out and score to make it 44-42 with half a second to go in this game. So valiant effort there by Team Canada, assisted by Hashimoto with that late flagrant foul, but ultimately they come a couple of tries short, and Team Japan takes this one 44-42.
Yeah, really good game. Team Canada was looking really good throughout this game. They had a bit of a tough third quarter, but they, pulled it back again, and yeah, exciting game to watch for us and for the fans, I hope.
Yeah, thank you for doing this game today, Jess. Hope everybody enjoyed it. We'll see everybody hopefully at 2 o'clock local time for the next game between USA and Australia, which should be a banger. And
should be exciting.
And hopefully we'll see you again this evening when Canada faces GB for the last game of the tournament. Last round robin game of the tournament for both teams.
I will be back this evening for the next Canada versus GB game as well. So big thank you to everybody for supporting the International Wheelchair Rugby Canada Cup and staying tuned in with us today.